but I couldn't help but think that scene should have been secure from day one.
Yeah, I mean, I'll go further. I think it was a day and a half. It's no secret I'm no fan of Sheriff Chris Nanos. Number one, his guys said specifically that day one, they had their target, and it was the brother-in-law, and they seized Annie's car, and then they circled her home, and they searched it and all the rest. All the while, Nanos is going out saying, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what, you know. And every time he goes to the mic, he says something that absolutely makes no sense. Case in point, here's today's. Radio. He admitted that the two notes that came out first were likely genuine, but then he said about the TMZ note, I think the FBI has done a number of arrests for false or fake ransom notes. It's a shame that that has happened, but I think we're looking at another one of those today. Have you heard of any other arrests other than the one in the first week?
No, I haven't. And I think that guy's name's Derek Kalea. That's the only arrest that I've heard of. And I have to imagine if there was an arrest for any involvement in this case, even if it was for being, you know, a fraudster or deemed not legit, and that's why you're arrested, we'd hear about it.
And it's important. It's not small. You know, to throw something out there like that, it is not small, because these ransom notes have been deemed as the default now for the police, who have nothing else to go on. Therefore, they are really, really focusing now on these ransom notes. And so to throw something out there that there's just been a bunch of these arrests is like, Sheriff Nanos is not helping.
One thing in the investigation when it came to Sheriff Nanos was that he said something along the lines of like, oh, well, you guys hold me to the fire for whatever I say. And it's like, well, yeah, you're the lead detective. You are the lead official on this massive case. When you say something important and we take that as official statement, that was one thing. When this was Tuesday or Wednesday of that weekend, she went missing, kind of going backwards. I was out there in Tucson, and we were all out there in front of the house. I will not forget the Pima County Sheriff's Department. They had deputies out there, and they're looking at the scene, and we were specifically told, hey, yeah, no problem if you go into the driveway, if you go up to the front door. That's where we saw the blood. We could obviously see where the doorbell camera was missing, and we all made sure of that, and the neighbors were pissed, and I understand that, but that was something that we were given the okay to do, and me, like everybody else, went up there and got video of the blood, and obviously it was exceptionally important to the case. And then when we learned that, oh, we're resecuring the scene and the FBI is going to come back in and they didn't get in, and I thought, yeah, that was crazy contamination there. And I thought that was a huge misstep. And Sheriff Nanos himself admitted that, but I couldn't help but think that scene should have been secure from day one.
Yeah, I mean, I'll go further. I think it was a day and a half, maybe not even, since Nancy had vanished. And he said there's no cause for alarm, no concern, nothing out there to be worried about. And we're releasing the scene and calling off the search.